2003, Call of Duty, the very first game that started it all. Call of Duty 1 was a massive success and a jumpstart that the series had been looking for. While the series went on to deviate from its formula, it originally started as a World War game, and it chose to keep that pacing for a long while. In fact, if people hadn't got tired of World War games, Modern Warfare would have never happened. 2005, Call of Duty 2. Call of Duty 2 was the long-awaited sequel that everyone wanted at the time, and what a game it was. The one thing that separated it from the competition was the amazing cast of voice actors that made this game a staple in the industry. The cast, in fact, was almost the same actors from Band of Brothers, another World War franchise which was popular at the time. In 2006, Call of Duty 3. Call of Duty 3 was one of the most fantastic additions to the franchise, and the fact that it was made only in 3 months is a testament to Treyarch's ability as game developers. However, when it came to publishing the game, Activision did make a very weird creative decision. Call of Duty 3 was released in France as Call of Duty 3 En Marche vers Paris, which translates to On the Way to Paris. Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare was the most revolutionary title in Call of Duty history. It brought the franchise out of the 1940s into the 2010s, and made Modern Warfare its central theme. Call of Duty Modern Warfare was meant to be a visceral and adult experience. As such, it is the first Call of Duty to be rated M by the Entertainment Software Ratings Board. All previous titles were rated T. Call of Duty World at War was a return to the World War era, and it brings a couple of references with it. This game features references to some famous fictional film privates. In the opening mission, you see Private Pyle, who is a main character in Full Metal Jacket, 1987. You also have to try and save Private Ryan, a reference to the plot of World War II film Saving Private Ryan, 1998, and its titular character. 2009, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 was the perfect example of where the franchise wanted to go next though, as it was by far the most realistic and advanced game in the franchise. Not only that, despite its urban combat setting, it was the most grandiose game in the franchise till date. This was the first game to bring the legendary Hans Zimmer to create a video game soundtrack. 2010, Call of Duty Black Ops. Black Ops was the first time the series was exploring uncharted territories. However, their experimentation paid off as within 24 hours of going on sale, Call of Duty Black Ops sold more than 5.6 million copies in the US and UK, breaking the record set by its predecessor, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, 2009, and making it the largest entertainment launch in history. 2011, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Modern Warfare 3 was the end of the Modern Warfare saga at the time, and boy was it a conclusion worth waiting for. The game also had one of the most ambiguous endings in the series, as it is speculated that Captain Price died from his wounds after killing Makarov. That is because of the fade out of the POV at the very end resembles death. 2012, Call of Duty Black Ops 2. While Black Ops 2 was a phenomenal, absolute record-breaking game, there was one thing that they did mess up, and it was something that eventually ended up costing them too. The character Manuel Noriega is actually a real person. In fact, in July of 2014, he sued Activision for the false portrayal and use of him in the game. 2013, Call of Duty Ghosts. Unlike most of the games in the franchise, Call of Duty Ghosts was one of the biggest mistakes in Activision history. Aside from being one of the least selling games in the Call of Duty game launches, it was also slated to have a sequel which was cancelled due to how poorly received the game was. In 2014, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Most of the time, video games hire popular actors for their faces and then get a voice actor to do the work for the game. However, Advanced Warfare took the heavy route. Almost every single-player character's physical appearance is based on their real-life voice actor, making it some of the most authentic acting in gaming. – 2015, Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Call of Duty Black Ops 3 was kind of a huge leap when it comes to the franchise. It wasn't anything like fans had expected either, as the game doesn't just take place 5 or 10 years after the second game, but rather a whole 40 years after Black Ops 2. This made Black Ops 3 the most futuristic game that had released in the franchise, being 11 years ahead of Advanced Warfare. – 2016, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare was the franchise's highest reach when it comes to the science fiction route they were taking. Unfortunately, it did not resonate well with fans, and it saw massive criticism. The funny thing is, the hate started even before the game released. The trailer for the game reached 2 million dislikes on YouTube, making it the second most disliked video ever. 2017, Call of Duty World War II. Call of Duty World War II was the perfect return to form this series could have gotten. And yet, it kept things refreshing by adding in sections you wouldn't have seen before. There was a stealth section and a section where you could play as a female character. This made it the second Call of Duty game with a playable female heroine. 2018, Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Call of Duty Black Ops 4 was a weird one, and honestly one of the most unlikely things to ever happen to the franchise. First off, this was the very first game featuring a Battle Royale mode in Call of Duty history. Along with that, this was also the first Call of Duty game to not feature a single-player campaign, missing out on the massive audience which bought these games for their blockbuster stories. 2019, Call of Duty Mobile. Aside from being the first fully fledged Call of Duty game to ever release on the mobile platforms, Call of Duty Mobile was also one of the games that became a huge esports scene in the mobile gaming community. The game is still alive to this day and has a massive player base almost at the same level of games such as Free Fire and PUBG Mobile. If you're a fan of Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2019 was probably a breath of fresh air that you desperately wanted. It's a soft reboot of the game, and it was confirmed at the very end of the game at the moment when Price decides to dub his private unit as Task Force 141. This was the name of the main task force led by Captain Price in the original Modern Warfare trilogy, from 2007 to 2011. 2020, Call of Duty Warzone. While at launch it definitely felt like Infinity Ward and Raven Software just decided to scrape together a battle royale because it was popular at the time, the development of Warzone started in 2017 under the name Magma, after Infinity Ward and Raven Software witnessed the rise in popularity of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. The mode was originally set in Kabul, Afghanistan, before the studios settled with Verdansk. 2020, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Perhaps one of the most important aspects of Black Ops games were the characters and the actors who portrayed them. The biggest hit to Black Ops Cold War was that James C. Burns and Sam Worthington did not return to reprise the characters Frank Woods and Alex Mason, respectively. When asked why he didn't return, Burns said that Activision never asked him. As for Worthington, it was simply because he was busy with Avatar 2, which is slated to release this year. 2021, Call of Duty Vanguard. Call of Duty Vanguard is the latest installment in the franchise, and while it did see decent success, it is considered mainly a failure compared to games such as Modern Warfare 2019. However, it doesn't fail in keeping up the continuity of the Call of Duty franchise. In the mission Numa Numa Trail, you are rescued by the 93rd Infantry Division. One of the troops in the 93rd is named Lewis Howard. Lewis's brother, Major Howard, is in Call of Duty World War II. Lewis says a line of dialogue confirming this.